Hey everyone, it's ImageRex, and if you have seen the last two videos that I made, the first one was about actually me doing the quest to go to the Queen Black Dragon. The second one was about me failing at the Queen Black Dragon, and I actually got some feedback from some of my friends after doing that. And one of the things that they suggested was wear that necklace that you get from the quest. And so the first attempt that I did with the necklace afterwards to kill the Queen Black Dragon was a success, and you can actually watch it right now. I didn't do it live because I was I was concentrating, and whenever you actually make a video when you're boss fighting or something like that, it gets pretty bad. Also, I was on Skype with a couple of friends, so I don't have the two-way recording system anymore. So next time I do that, or next time I get that, I'll probably make more than one person calls or videos. But currently I can't do that. So that's the reason. And as you can see, I'm actually fighting the QBD. So I'm just gonna go over some of the kind of things that you want to look at. Well, one, when you start off fighting the QBD, I would suggest ranging. Even if you don't have overloads, I would suggest ranging. Actually, if you don't have overloads, you're kind of screwed for this. When Jagex said that you need to be 120 or higher, no one really knows how to fight it yet, so it's kind of impossible. I know that if you go melee with a rapier and you have like Torva and Steel Titan and V-Claws and stuff, it should be really easy for you. But I'm guessing you're not level 120 if you're doing that. I know a lot of level 120s are mid-range, probably like 5 mil bank. So it's gonna be pretty much, I want to say, impossible for you to do this. But I don't know. There's always a chance, and if you're the first one to do it without overloads, that'd be kind of impressive. One of my friends was trying it earlier, and they got to the third wave, and then every time they would be at the ghosts, or the third or fourth wave, and the ghosts would KO them for some reason. What I learned to do was just eat right through it, because the only attack that they actually have that deals damage is the one where the black clouds come out and just destroy you. And if you can avoid that, or if you can just tank it right through it, you should be good. The other thing that I actually brought this time was a DDS. At first I was using an Enchanted Excalibur, which I don't think I'd recommend, because every stage or after every phase there will be a grot worm a grot worm that you have to deal with. It's potentially, I want to say it could KO you, except it can't hit you at all. The first couple times that I died, I was dying to this 200 damage that just kept on spamming me. And I actually think I got rid of that just by wearing this necklace that my friend suggested for me to wear. I think it's the Ramton's necklace. I can't remember. Ramon, something like that. So I did that, and then the DDS is also actually helpful if you're attacking the ghosts. I had auto retaliate on just because if I sit there and spam bruise, because I knew I was going to in some point in this fight. Just from the previous fights, I knew that I was going to end up spamming bruise. So I had auto retaliate on, so that if that happened, I could just potentially kill a ghost on accident, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I wouldn't try to purposely kill it. I would just try to tank it out. Like there, I actually tried purposely killing it. I got a pretty good spec out, and it was kind of helpful. I think right now I'm on the second. I'm on the second phase, and then you can just kind of watch this. I will, if I find this. So obviously, right now, there's no way it's going to be profitable. Unless you're extremely lucky. I mean, I got 5. You can see what I got at the end, but I didn't get anything that's very profitable. I know that I saw someone sold a DK. I mean, on the day of release, people can sell new items for basically whatever they want, and it's kind of ridiculous how much money can be spent. So I wouldn't go off those prices. Obviously, the prices of stuff will go up, but I wouldn't go off of any of those prices. because you're never going to get them again, and then from now on they'll just be seriously deflating. But overall, I don't think that this is going to be profitable whatsoever until more changes to the game come out, or the coral crossbow. Depends on how fearsome that gets. I mean, if the coral crossbow turns out to be some crazy good range weapon that starts dealing like 1,000 damage against the QBD, it could turn out to be one of the most profitable things in the game, I guess. I know that Jagex priced the royal stuff at like 10k a pop. I mean, I got 2 D-hides, and that took me, I don't know, 4 mil to get, maybe more than that. So obviously you shouldn't really go off of the price there. So I guess from now on, I can just kind of give you some tips if you're trying to go do it. When I fought the QBD, what you should really do is, if you are going towards the next phase, run over to the crystal and try to tap that immediately, because you really don't want 2 grotworms to come out, and you really just want to be able to deal with 1. I mean, right here, this is the part where I was tending to die at. You can see how my HP just dropped dramatically, and all I do now is just sit and spam ruse. The ghost is about to he'll start killing himself. He's gonna hit me for a 200 something with his thing, and then I'm just AFKing, trying to spam ruse. I get down to seriously low HP, which is why I've had such a hard time with this. So the big part is try to get rid of the grot worms. On the 3rd phase, you have to really watch out for just that 200 damage that comes afterwards, but you should really, I think that is seriously limited down by the necklace. And then the other cool thing is that I found out, if you are going towards a fire wave, screw trying to make it into those doors unless you're just a god at doing it. I mean, I tried for a pretty long time, and eventually just gave up on it. So if you are faced with the firewall, what you do is you run to the very back of this platform. I mean, the platform's made of a half sphere, or a half circle. So you run back towards the line part, and then once you actually get there, go straight through it. Just try to run as fast as you can up to the tip of the circle part. There's a chance that the QBD will actually hit you with melee right then, because especially if you're ranging, you have been praying range the whole time, hopefully, because QBD can't hit you with melee. But if you run to the very front of the circle after that happens, you will be you should be good. I mean, if you can see right there, I was pretty certain that I made it through the door. But in order to not get hit, you have to do it pretty fast. There's also the chance that you only get hit once. But it's much better to just tank that 200 hit and then try to eat out of it. If you have something like, if you have overloads especially, it's much easier to try to effectively get that. Like, see, I swear I was in that door, but right there was a good example. I just went through 2 of the walls without getting hit whatsoever. The next important thing to talk about would be pretty much it's only really got like a couple of attacks. It's got the breath attack, which is always going to hit you for a 200. It's got a ranged attack, which is, if you're ranging, the only thing that you actually have to worry about, so you can just pray range. It's got a melee attack that you shouldn't have to worry about whatsoever, and it hits less than the range attack. And then it's got attack where it summons ghosts, and the number of ghosts actually increases throughout the phases. During the 2nd phase, it's 1 ghost. During the 3rd phase, it's 2 ghosts. During the 4th phase, it's 4 ghosts. And they are very weak normally. As in, if you sit there and they're just going to melee you, then you don't have to worry about anything. They shouldn't be able to hit you for a mass amount of damage. The only time that they actually can hit is when they do this magic damage kind of attack, where you'll see black clouds on the floor. And if you see black clouds on the floor, then it's already really too late. You have to be spamming ruse before then. They'll give you a really big warning by typing something above their head before they do that. They should be saying something, and you have to pay attention to that. The thing about this is that the Jagex really made it more interactive towards the player, so you actually have to pay attention. So during the fourth phase, right here, you can see that I just had to, first off, I had to get through the whole beginning. The beginning part for me is always the worst because I end up with ghosts, scrot worms, firewalls coming at me, and the QBD hitting me for some reason. So right there, it was cool because my overload ran out and I actually went back up in health, which is awesome. And here's the next part that you're about to see. What's going to happen is this ghost in the far right hand, the left hand corner is going to freeze me in time. I can't move in this situation. I can't eat. I can't brew. And for me, at least, it actually never killed me. And that was the first time I had seen it so far, since I had never gotten this far in the waves before. There's a way to stop it. All you have to do is kill the ghost that separates itself from the rest of the pack, and it will start talking about time, as in time is running out or something like that. You can see this ghost over here. Right there, the one that's separated down there said time is stopped or time is slowed or something. The one that's currently talking. You have to kill that one, and then from there it will. You won't have to go through this. But honestly, if you can't kill that one in time, it's kind of difficult because maybe you don't have the maxed gear. You're not getting good hits. But if that doesn't happen, just make sure you have like 900 or more health points, and you should be pretty good in my opinion. At least every time that I ended up pretty okay. So other things that you have to worry about in the fourth phase, the QBD will have one more attack, and that will be a kind of sporadic, like fire breath kind of thing, where it just blows a lot of fire in the middle and it'll hit you kind of like darts, like in the quickness of darts. But for me, it hit me, I think, like 50 to 100. So you just spam brews through that, and the whole thing is pretty much a tanking method. If you're ranging, you're going strictly off of being able to tank every hit that you get and being able to outbrew what you have. So you really shouldn't worry about being able to use all your food. You brought enough food, hopefully, that you shouldn't have to worry about that at all. What I did was I brought 45 brew flasks and 10 super restores. I didn't even use the super restore flasks, all of them, and I definitely didn't use the brews, but I brought enough that it was okay that I had that many. You can see that I just missed every single firewall again. That was awesome. So I think that's pretty much everything that I have to say about the QBD. I mean, I'm planning on making a longer guide if it seems applicable. Like, I don't want to make a QBD guide when there's no real reason, because if no one's going to end up doing the QBD, then it should be completely different. And the people that will probably end up be doing the QBD, like as a money-making method or a training, not a training method, this is never going to be a training method, but as an actual viable method of making profit or something like that, they're going to be probably level 138, have a Steel Titan, have full Torva, Divine, and Claws, and they're just probably going to be going straight for dehides and those extra drops. And who knows, maybe those will actually become extremely common just because people will be doing this so often, because I mean, it is pretty fun. And if you can do it, then it's pretty fun. And then the only thing that people will actually do this for is to upgrade their Coral Crossbow. If the Coral Crossbow turns out to be successful as a weapon. It's said it gets better as the fight gets longer. I have to cough again. It said it gets better as the fight gets longer, which is typically great for the QBD. Obviously, they're expecting to release another boss like this, or else they wouldn't have made the bow at all, because all it's good for right now is the QBD. Unless you're going for like a range solo of Corporal Beast or Nyx or something. But I guess other than that, as far as the boss goes, I actually really liked it. If you compare it to the other bosses that Jagex have had, you can kind of look at the differences. So the God Wars dungeon bosses. Right now, they're currently just like they're kind of a boss that you have to camp there for a while. The Corporal Beast boss, or the Corporal Beast, it's more towards the God Wars bosses again. So those bosses are kind of the boss that you kill it once and you kill it multiple times to try to get the items. Next is more of a boss. It's kind of like the QBD, where it takes a long time and a large group of people to actually do it. The QBD was a boss that they came out with though, so that you would have a 1v1 challenge, and that it would take long enough but not be impossible. They didn't want a boss that was so hard that it couldn't be soloable. The whole point of this boss is actually just to have a 1v1 competition. Nex is impossible for this. If Nex had the same aspects or attributes that the QBD does, where it's killable, I guess I could say, through single person kind of action, that's kind of what they're going for. Next is more of a group based soloable boss, where QBD is a solo based soloable boss. They're completely different, but both are actually pretty interactive and intriguing. I don't remember how many attack styles Nex has, but it's something ridiculous. Or not ridiculous, but it's something really really high. And I personally, I really liked the QBD. I mean, if they have more bosses that come out like this, there's always the Cowfight King. I don't know how the Cowfight King is going to be worked, but maybe it'll be something like this, and that should be pretty fun. I actually like seeing this, so I hope to see more of it and content that they design coming up. As you can see, my rewards, I got 5 Snapdragon Seeds, 2 Hides, 75 Royal Bolts, or whatever they're called. I'm gonna go sell all of those and see how much I get. But thank you guys for listening to me, and I hope I'll catch you guys later.
Hey everybody, it's Rex.
What am I doing here?
I am actually
going to show you my
go-to
solo
trip.
trip.
I've
Just
done
a little bit of it,
and I'm going to
show
my reviews.